Alright, don't judge me, but I had to do what I had to do. For some reason, I did not bring a fish net to my new house. All of my nets are at my parents' house, and I had to find a way to get these shrimps out. Now, you may be wondering why I'm trying to get all of these shrimps out. It's because they're not breeding in this tank. And in order for me to keep my line, I need these guys to continue to breed. Yeah, man, if I don't do something, then eventually I'm gonna run out of shrimp. So this is the reason why I'm taking these shrimps out of this tank, moving them back to my parents' house so they can breed in the sump. And then now we gotta stock this tank. And I already have an idea of what type of fish to put in this aquarium. So that's gonna be the topic for today. Let's go ahead and head back to my parents' house, drop off all these shrimp, get them situated, and we'll go ahead and go to the fish store and get our new fish.
Remember those days, those L's, I couldn't sleep right now. I get paid, fake game, staying B-side. Breaking the blues over steak, I gotta eat right. You could be my peace sign.
Alright guys, so we're back. I went ahead and dropped off all of the shrimp to my parents' house, and now I have my two fish that I ended up picking up for the tank. So the first fish that I picked up is an auto catfish. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can have it come out on that side. But the reason why I picked this up is because now that all my shrimp are back at my other house, I need something to help me control all of the algae that builds up in this tank. And the thing is, it's not like I have a lot of algae in this aquarium, and if there is a lot, then I usually just wipe it off. But when it comes to like the algae that builds up on the plants, that's a different story. This guy right here will help me get in the little nooks and crannies when a little bit of algae builds up. Although all the shrimp are gone, this fish right here is not the only algae eater left. I still have a little bit of baby shrimp in there that I couldn't catch with that little sink strainer thing. And I still have my two big neorite snails in there. But I might take the two neorite snails out and whatever shrimp that I can save later on, because, I mean, now I have a net. I went ahead and got one from the house. Depending on this fish right here, I might have to take the two neorite snails out. Actually, it's more than two. It's three neorite snails. And the main star for this aquarium is this fish right here, which won't come out. But as you can see, that is a dwarf puffer fish. And it's awesome. I personally haven't kept a dwarf pufferfish in a very long time. The last time I had it was when I had an ADA tank. It was bare bottom. I only had one dwarf puffer and I had a whole bunch of moss balls, and it was great. I had them in there for a very long time, and it would eat anything. Little snails that I find in other tanks, pellets, bloodworms, little pieces of tilapia that I would feed my old big fish. It was awesome. And the best part about this dwarf puffer and dwarf puffers in general is when you enter the room, all eyes are on you. Like, it's gonna be at the corner of the tank begging for food, and it has a lot of personality. I know what you're thinking. This guy might eat the neorite snails that's in the tank. I'm gonna keep an eye out for those three, and if it does serve to be a problem, I will take them out and move them. I'll just end up moving them back into the sump where the wolf is, and they'll be all right. The thing is, this puffer is kind of small, so I don't think it'll do that much damage, but again, if it does, I'll just move them out. So not long ago, I tried adding in a goby and a baddest in this aquarium, and they both jumped out. So the thing is, before I add these fish in there, I need to make some kind of lid. So what I did was I went ahead and ordered this lid type of attachment clip thing for rimless aquariums. I think the one that's going to jump is probably this auto. So yeah, that's why I want to secure something like this on the aquarium before adding in these fish. Now my clips don't come in until 2 days. So today is Friday. It's not gonna come in until like Sunday or Monday. So what I have to do is ghetto rig something for the meantime when I add in these two fish. So let's go ahead and head back to the house. I have to acclimate these two. I'll go ahead and pick up the camera when everything's all done so I can give you guys an update all together. I'll go ahead and use the net to kind of transition this to the next scene. It's been a couple of days. Let's go ahead and check in with these fish right here. So the first change I want to talk about when it comes to this tank is these Indian almond leaves, or the katapa leaves that I added into this aquarium. I wanted to add a little bit of tannins into this tank to give it a little bit more color. When it comes to aquascaping though, the main goal is usually keeping the water clean and crystal clear so it looks like there's no water in there at all. But I really like how black water looks, and especially black water nature aquariums. So I kind of wanted to integrate something like that into this tank. Don't worry about the catappa leaves being right then and there. I just have them in this position right now just so they can get a little bit soft. And then when they do get soft, I'll go ahead and break them down and add them into my hang-on bag. I already did like a water changer too, so this is not even as tinted as it was the first day. When I first added these 2 leaves in there, it was crazy. It was like a tea color, which looked really, really good. Another big upgrade to this tank is look at this beautiful lid that I made. This is made out of polycarbonate. It's the super thin ones. It's not like the polycarbonate dual layered sheet. This is one of those Lexion type of polycarbonate sheets. It looks like glass from afar, but when you come close, you can see my imperfections. That is some polycarbonate. I probably could have cut this better, but I used a knife. I always use a knife to cut these things, and I should have probably learned from the first time, but I think it looks good for now. And yeah, man, if I had this lid when I had the Goby and the Scarlet, they would both still be alive, which is the reason why I just wish I made this lid before I started adding in fish into this tank, because honestly, they didn't have to jump out, you know. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue on with the updates with these guys right here. Let me focus on him. There he is, the Dwarf Puffer. So you can see he's doing pretty good, just kind of roaming around, hunting whatever baby shrimp that I couldn't catch. I tried my best to catch all of them, but this guy's catching the rest that wasn't able to be evacuated. But yeah, it looks like he's having a good time. Just kind of still getting used to his tank. As you can see, he's running his face against the wall. Not sure if he knows what's going on yet, but yeah, he's doing pretty good. He's not spazzing out like my old fish. Oh look, there's the Otto. This is one of his favorite spots to hang out, right underneath the sponge. A lot of the new fish like coming here, but this one ultimately like just hanging out here in general. There's a new Otto right there. We're going to cover him later. But yeah, this puffer has, you know, caves like that and places back there and all that stuff. But he likes to hang out underneath this sponge. There's a shrimp there, but it's too big for him to eat, so he just leaves him alone. As you can see, he just kind of just swam away. And then the shrimp that I did leave behind on accident, they just kind of stay. And they're good. As long as they're not babies, he won't really mess with them. One of the main reasons why I got this puffer is because I'm starting to get into macro photography, and I needed a fish that's more chill. See how it swims really slow? Oh, it found something. For example, not like these little tetras right here. Getting a picture of these guys is extremely hard, but getting a picture of this guy is really easy. This puffer has a really good personality, and dwarf puffers in general, so if you want a fish that has really good personality that's not a cichlid or something, I think pufferfish is the way to go. The next fish I want to give you guys an update on is this Otto right here. Look at this. It looks awesome, dude. It is just chilling. In the past, I've had Ottos, and they weren't the most resilient fish that I've ever kept. All the Ottos that I've kept either were very, very sensitive to certain things and they pass away, or I just never had luck keeping Ottos. I think Ottos are also one of those kind of fish that are super underrated when it comes to fish that come from PetSmart and stuff, because these guys are pretty sick, especially like the different variants, like the zebra Ottos and all that. I think they look awesome, man. And when it comes to the algae eater, I honestly think they're better than like Chinese algae eaters and stuff. I think Ottos really do their work. The Dwarf Puffer finally came out and is adventuring and stuff, and you can tell it's kind of not as settled in as you want it to be, because it's still kind of rushing the glass. So yeah, it still needs time to settle in, and as expected, it's not really eating as much or eating at all when it comes to like dry food and stuff. So yeah, we're just gonna wait and see until it gets situated. The food I'm trying to get him to eat is this right here, which is the Vibra Bites. And the main reason why I want to feed him this stuff is because if you look inside, it looks like little bloodworms. Let me pour a little bit out right here. As you can see, they look like dried bloodworms. So when you put them into the tank, they're supposed to swirl down towards the bottom of the aquarium, and then as they're swirling, it looks like you just add in some bloodworms and they're supposed to hit it. But my problem is this puffer doesn't recognize me as food yet, so whatever I throw in, it just kind of ignores or just hides. It's not used to a camera. That's why you see it's not like close to the front. So we just got to give it time to get used to the aquarium, used to me and all that stuff. And hopefully that's soon, man, because I just needed to start eating this stuff, and then it just explode in growth. I was thinking about adding in some bladder snails from my Bashir tank to put it into this aquarium, but it's going to defeat the whole purpose of keeping this tank clean if those bladder snails take off, it's gonna be bad. Like I don't need a snail infestation in this aquarium because it's gonna be really, really hard to take care of. So I'm not gonna be doing that. Maybe I'll put them in a different container and I'll put some snails in there and then just let them go ham. And yeah, I just want to keep this aquarium right here snail free 100%. Yeah, but this guy needs something to hunt, so maybe we'll do some videos, we'll bring some snails home and then we can have them hunted. But as for introducing it into this tank, that's going to be a no for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. I just wanted to give you guys an update on this tank, what I got going on, and all of the new fish that I added into this aquarium. Again, my main focus for this tank is to practice my macro photography. So if you haven't seen my Instagram, I'll go ahead and leave it down in the description below. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next one, and peace, guys.